Hi guys, it's Connie here from Say It With Simplicity. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I love to do cutting machine crafts, and I enjoy creating with different software and apps that are used to create cut files for crafting. Most of the tutorials that I've featured on my channel center around Silhouette Studio and my Silhouette Studio Business Edition. Sometimes I like to jump into Standard Edition to let people know what they can create with their machine just using their Standard Edition. But today I wanted to hop on over to Cricut Design Space, and I wanted to share a tutorial about using Cricut Design Space for a little bit more of an advanced project. I recently purchased a Cricut Maker, but I'm not really new to Cricut. My very first cutting machine was a Cricut Mini that had to be run from Cricut Craft Room. And when the Cricut Mini became obsolete, I purchased a Cricut Explore 1. My daughter currently has that machine and enjoys using it. And so my current machines right now are my Silhouette Cameo 3 and of course this new Cricut Maker. And one of the things I love about Cricut is its ability to do these really intricate paper cuts. I haven't done too much crafting with this maker yet, but today I wanted to, like I said, hop on over to Cricut Design Space and use it to create a cut file for my maker. And I just wanted to say that this in no way is sponsored by Cricut. I have purchased this machine on my own, and this was just a little experiment that I wanted to try because I've been seeing a lot of these layered cut files, and I wanted to see if I could put something together in Cricut Design Space. Now I know that I could do something with my Silhouette Cameo using either my Business Edition or my Business Edition along with Adobe Illustrator, but I thought that it would be fun to come on over here and show people that there are a lot of possibilities using the Cricut Design Space to create some of these things and not have to go out and purchase a file to do it with. And so let's take a look at these two different things that I made in Design Space, and both of these are layered ornaments, and I think they would look really neat if you layered them up with like some foam tape or something in between the layers to give them some dimension. I'm just going to ungroup these a second and share with you what I ended up making here. So let's ungroup that, and you can see that this top layer has this frame with a little snowflake, and now this second layer has a frame with this little pine tree, and that just slides in behind there. This next layer has a pine tree and a house. And then this one is sort of a support layer that goes in between for the this pine tree. And then we have a back layer. And so let's just group those, and let's kind of just hide that group for now. Here's the second one that I did. And I'm just going to ungroup that one, and of course I have the little snowflake there again on the hill. And this one I brought out those hills a little bit more. You can kind of see this one, and you could change the paper colors on these to be something a little bit different so that they stand out. But these would look neat, you know, white on white here with some different blues in behind. Here's the house one again, and the tree one again, and then of course that back layer. And so let's go ahead and go to our Cricut Design Space and create something similar. Now this is going to be a little bit of a longer video, so I hope that you'll be able to kind of get the gist of how to do this and stick around to the end. I plan on cutting these out with my maker, and then I will assemble them, like I said, with some foam tape to give them some dimension. And I just wanted to let you know that this is something that is possible for you to do with these basic tools that you have in Design Space. So let's go ahead and we're going to hide that one for now. And I'm going to create a shape. I'm going to make a circle. And by default, that circle comes out to this 3.111. And this is a good size. I think a 3-inch ornament is a good size. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use that 3-inch circle or 3.1-inch circle. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to right click and duplicate my circle. So now I'm going to take this circle, my duplicated circle, and I'm going to go up here to my size thing. There's this little lock proportions button. I want it to be locked. And I'm going to take this circle down to 2.6. And I'm going to hit enter, and that looks about right. I'm going to mouse over both of these, and I'm going to center horizontally and center vertically. And now I've moused over, both of those are selected. And while both of those are selected, I can go to this lower right hand panel and I can select slice. Now when I selected slice, it does just that. It actually creates this frame. And you have the circle that you sliced, that you had layered on top, and also the slice that you sliced out of the center of that first circle. Now, one of the things I want to tell you is that don't throw away all these things. Now, you're tempted to delete things that you're not using right at the moment, but your workflow sort of depends on you not having to replicate your work all the time, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take this first circle and I'm going to make that 0.5. And now let's make this circle, and I want to make a little hole for my string to go through, or my twine, and so I'm going to make that one 0.22. And I'm going to layer those together, and let's go ahead and align them again. Center horizontally, center vertically. You can see that that kind of moved down, and I'm going to slice that. And now again, I have my circle with the slice in the middle. And I probably don't need those, so I will delete them. So now I have this frame and my little string holder thing right here, or where I string it up. And I'm going to make that into that ornament frame. So let's go ahead and center horizontally. And now we're going to weld. And let's undo that, because obviously I did something wrong here. Okay, I just needed to move my little hanger up a little higher. For some reason it was probably because this was down too close to my frame, and so now I have that all set there. So now let's go ahead and duplicate that. And I'm going to go to my contours panel down here in the lower right. And I'm going to hide that center circle. And now I have the back part of my ornament. Let's send that to the back. Let's make that a blue. We'll go down to something really darker blue. And now you can see that that slides in there as my first back layer for the ornament. Okay, so again, workflow. We're not going to repeat this. We're just going to duplicate it. And I'm going to go to my image library and I'm going to get some images. First one is going to be a snowflake. I'll see if I can kind of find the one that I used before. And if I can't, that's okay. I think it's this one. And I'm going to go to images and I'm going to look for that house. And I'm going to go to images again. And let's search for pine tree. And you have lots of options here. This is Cricut Access. This is a membership that you pay for. And like I said, there's a lot you can do with those free images and, of course, free SVGs that you can find online. I happen to have Cricut Access, and I'm going to use this little tree right here. And I'm going to go for one more image, and that is snow. Now you're going to find all these let it snow and snowmen and everything, but if you scroll down, and this is where you have to kind of use your imagination. Okay, so for right now, we're just going to hide these guys. And I'm going to work with this snow image. So if I select this image, I can ungroup it. This is a layered image. And so you can see this is the top layer with the snow and then the bottom layer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slice this image. And now I'm going to get rid of all of these extra pieces. Let's go to contour and hide contour, all contours. And all I'm going to keep is this little snow hill right here. No, I just need to delete it. Okay, so now I have my little snow hill. And I'm going to unlock the proportions for that. And I'm going to just make it bigger here. And you can see there's this little where the snowballs extended down into this. Let's go ahead and grab a shape. And now I'm going to hold down my Shift key to select both of those, and I'm going to slice that off and delete it. And now all I'm left with is this. So for my first layer, I want to unlock this and I'm going to be putting a tree there. So let's go ahead and select both of these and slice. And again, I said don't delete, and I grabbed the wrong one. I want to save this, and I want to delete this. I'm not necessarily going to save everything, but again, you just want to always keep your workflow by not deleting everything. Okay, now I'm going to duplicate this again, and I'm also going to duplicate this. We're going to send this to the back. And for right now, I'm going to group these. I'll be welding them together later, but let's group them, and we'll turn them into that gray color. And now I'm going to grab my little tree, move it forward. Actually, let's move it to the front. And let's select all of those and group. And again, I want to keep that gray color. Now let's go ahead and duplicate this. This is the layer that my little house is going to go on, so let's go down and we're going to find the house. Let's bring it to the front. Unlock it. And let's resize it. And that's pretty good right there. Let's group that. And let's change that to that color, I guess will work for now. I just want to be able to keep these layers from being confusing, so I'm going to make them different colors. Let's bring this to the front. This is the next snow hill that I'm making. And I'm going to grab that Christmas tree, and even though that's in that group, I can grab it from my side panel here and duplicate. And I'm going to go ahead and I want to make this one a littler tree. Let's see how that will look in the front. I think that looks pretty good. And now let's go ahead and duplicate this. And we're going to make our fourth layer and keep going to the wrong place to color it here. And now I'm going to ungroup this. And I'm just going to delete that. And now I'm going to go and find my snowflake. Let's bring the snowflake to the front. Let's make it white. Let's make this white. And let's just sort of place this over here so we can see where our snowflake is going to go. And I'm just going to weld my snowflake to that very front layer. So let's grab our snowflake and our white frame and weld. That's our top layer done. Let's grab this group and weld. Send to back. Let's grab this group and weld and send to back. This group, weld, send to back, and then let's send this one to the back. And now we have all of our layers completed. And you can see how they would go if we just stacked them all up here. Of course, we might want some different colors here, depending on what paper we have. I like that better. And now we can see what this would look like if we center it all up. And that's just a cute and fun way to create something that's just done in Design Space. And you can see those are 5 layers. They were done easily. And a lot of it just has to do with being able to create that workflow so that you're not constantly doing things over and over again, if that makes sense. And wouldn't these look cute on a package or even for an ornament on your Christmas tree? Let me know in the comments below, is this something that you would try with your design space? Do you have Cricut Access, and what are some of your favorite images that you've used? What kind of a motif or scene would you create? One thing to keep in mind is that these are all very simple images that are 1 layer. I did do that slice with the snow in order to create the little snow hill frame. But beyond that, like the little trees and everything, those are images that are simple images and will stand on their own when you cut this out so that the pieces don't fall out and things like that. And I don't have my maker hooked up right now, but I will be bringing it in and hooking it up, and I'm going to go ahead and send this to the mat. And you can see, because I made all of these different colors, they're going to cut out on different layers here. Okay, so I'm going to go turn on my maker, and I'm going to grab some supplies, and we're going to cut out our ornament and see what it looks like. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I made a couple duplicates of my ornament, and so you can see how this is showing up on the mats. I'm going to be cutting this first layer out of black, and I have that piece of cardstock in a landscape style on my mat. And I'm going to select that one first to cut out, and you can go ahead and, choose whichever layers you want to go first. And now I'm going to click continue. And I love the Bluetooth function of the different machines. I like that with my Cameo as well. And now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use, I think this, going to try this medium cardstock. Okay, so here we are, all of those cut out beautifully on the light grip mat. I can show you here. And just remember that when you are taking these off, to be really careful because you have a lot of intricate pieces, but to kind of roll your mat away from your paper, and that helps to keep them from curling up. And I'm not going to fully put together one of these here, but I'm going to show you what I used. I used a little of this foam tape. It's not very thick. I kind of used that on the back layers, and then I did cut apart some of the foam dots to put in between some of the middle layers. And I have these sort of out here assembly line style, and I actually would need to cut another back now because I used a back and made it double on the back just to give it a little bit more strength and durability. And then of course you can see that I put a string through there. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for. I thought maybe I had some white string in my stash, but we'll find it, and I think that looks okay. And then I just used a little bit of this Stardust Stickles, or I guess this is the diamond one, and just to give it a little bit of shimmer and shine and kind of put some stars on, or snowflakes or whatever, on that background in the back. And I think I like the way that it kind of gives it a look of a night sky with some white foreground. And so there you have it. Thanks for stopping by today. If you liked this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, and I hope that you'll go in and try to create your own ornament cut file in Design Space. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.